It's Friday.
Oh,
Got to get my groove on, man. It is Friday, August 1st. That means we are finally into the month of football. 28 days away, Chico. Georgia Tech comes to town. We're going to talk about updates from practice. Practice 4 took place today. We got pressers that we're bringing to you live. It's Dukes and Scoop. It's Big Dog Chico. It's Uncle Neely. That means it's the morning run.
fantastic, freaky finish Friday.
Why they freaky had to make the list?
Y'all know it's gonna come up. Anyways, good morning to you guys wherever you're checking in from. 7 a.m. Hawaii time, 11 a.m. Mountain time, 1 p.m. in the afternoon in Atlanta, Georgia. What do we do for you? Appreciate y'all joining in with us. Duke shaking his head already. We're gonna get his comments. We got a presser today. We're gonna see who's gonna be out there after practice today. We will bring that to you, of course, exclusively. If I can get it out the way that we do it. All right. Dukes, good morning to you. How you doing in Atlanta?
Bro, what you on, bro?
I'm on some good just waking up and no breakfast yet. That's what I'm on.
Man, what they instantly freak. Like wake up before breakfast is freak breakfast. Like don't even
Taking it,
In that order. In that order.
that's
Believe
the thing
that.
that y'all heard. I said fantastic. I said fun. I said freak. I said finish. And y'all just hold up on the freaky part, don't it? See,
But
that
freaky
shows a lot
shouldn't even
about
made the
you guys.
list, is what we saying.
Well, hey man, it gets freaky on Friday. Y'all know that?
You could have said fun yarn.
Well, it's fun young, and we making some money yuns out there, Colorado football right now. Tell us what's going on, Unc.
Man, right down the hill, down the bridge, the Buffs are wrapping up practice. That final horn should be sounding any second. They just did the last phase of practice, so practice should be ending soon. They're going to come up the hill. Pat Shurmur, offense coordinator, press conference day plus 2 players from offense. Drayon Miller for sure. Can't remember the other one, but we will go to those live as they happen, and we'll continue the show after that. It's been a great week. It's the first week of camp. Practice started early this week, so today is practice 4, getting that done. The players will be off this weekend. I think they've got maybe a lift Saturday, but off from football on Saturday and Sunday, coming back for practice on that Monday. Here's the thing. We always got to remember from the start to the finish, you got 31 days to get 25 practices in. Not a lot of time because as we stand here right now, Georgia Tech comes to town on August 29th, I'm sorry. So it's 28 days away from game 1.
Mm-hmm. Officially inside a month before game time, before kickoff. Right there at Folsom Field where they have the nice new turf. Man, it looks so pretty and crisp out there. They're able to practice on the field now. How has it been just seeing that turf out there, Unc, and getting the feel for it? We saw Reggie Hughes get a turf burn already. Talk to us about how the players have been adapting to the turf.
I don't know how much we're going to actually use it for practice other than the walkthroughs right before the games. Coach Prime wanted to go out there practice 1 just to set the tone for fall camp, because he always says we practice on Folsom, it's practice with a game day mentality. Coaches coach with a game day mentality. So he wanted to start off fall camp with that. However, with it just being a single field, you lose some of the other mechanics and duplication that you can do when we practice on what's called the lower fields, because there are 3 fields down there. So you can get the offense on one end, defense on the other, special teams on another field, quarterbacks doing deep balls on another field. When you practice on Folsom, it's traditional to walk through our speed practice. So don't know how much we'll get back out there. However, practice 1 was out there. Looks good, feels good. The players loved it. The end zones look great. Going to be amazing atmosphere when Georgia Tech comes to town. Broadcast nationally on ESPN at night, 8 p.m. Eastern.
Big time. Hey, Dukes can attest to this. Like those practice fields where you have multiple fields. I remember the first time I saw one was at Auburn camp. Then I saw that Georgia and at Troy State, and it just amazed me. Man, they got 3, 4 football fields. There's never no standing around at practice and watching them because you can't get in. No, the whole practice, you're always doing something. You're always moving because you have multiple fields out there where you can have everybody doing something at the same time.
Yeah, I mean, and we know how much you like to watch. So I know that had to be important for you just to see, you know what I mean? But yeah, man, I think
I ain't gonna say nothing. I'm just gonna let that
Hey,
slide.
my bad.
Let that slide.
That was because of the screenshot from yesterday.
All right.
But I'm gonna leave it alone. But all right. Hey, but now
That was a well-timed jab, though, Duke.
It was.
no, that's all good, man. All right. But listen, real talk. When you talk about facilities and being able to compete with the best teams in the country, Colorado is not taking a backseat or a secondary stance to anybody. When you think about everything that goes into this process, from the way that Coach Prime has transformed that building as a whole, and now seeing it come to fruition, even on the field, where you see now the field, I mean, no pun intended, but even the field has a different feel. And it's literally the fruition of a plan that you saw put in place years ago. And I think if you're a Colorado fan, whether you're a legacy fan or not, you got to be excited. You could be a Coach Prime fan. You can be a legacy fan who's been in Colorado for years and years and years. This is an exciting time as ever to be a Buffalo, especially in the Big 12 that looks ripe for the picking.
We have the players to do it. So y'all stay tuned for that. Hey, I had a parent hit me up too. So y'all stay tuned for some more Prime parents. He was like, we got to get on there. What you been doing with Prime parents? And I want to be on there. I said, okay, well, we're going to make sure you're on there then. You're going to be one of the first ones. I appreciate it. I'm not going to disclose who it was, but we'll just make sure y'all stay tuned for Prime parents coming soon. We see y'all in the chat also. Join the conversation. Let us know where you're checking in from. Let us know if our audio levels are nice and smooth out there, because I had some people say, Chico, you be too loud. So we got to make sure I'm straight right now.
You're straight, Chico.
Okay, I appreciate it. I wish I was at practice right now, or walking off the field. I know how they feel when they walk off that field right now. You know, it should be exhausted, but it's a good feeling, and you get to head up there to Chef Carr and get a good meal in after practice.
Get a little weights in first. Get a little weights in,
Okay.
then hit the recovery tubs, shower up, then you get to go to see the chef. So then you get to go home for a break. Keep in mind, ladies and gentlemen out there in chat land and the viewing audience, this is fall camp. It's August, but it's fall camp. School is not in yet. So these are football days. So when practice is done, you get a little break, you get to go home, rest, relax, review film, whatever you want to do on your time. Then you come back about 4 p.m. or so, because there's a 5 p.m. team meeting, and then you do your position meetings based on the evaluation of the day's practice. Things are correct, then you do it all over again the next day. However, this next day will be a Saturday, so first time off since they got here, and so they're gonna do some work on Friday. Whenever Coach Prime knows you got a day or two coming off, they're gonna make sure you earn them days.
Mm-hmm.
But Dukes, what you were saying about the facilities, man, I want to add one more thing in there. Because not only do you have 3 lower fields that are in tremendous shape to practice on, you got an indoor practice facility. You got Franklin Field up top where we practice as well, and the Horn just blew the end practice, and you have the stadium turf that you can practice on year round. But here's the biggest thing out of all that, Dukes, because as y'all mentioned, there's plenty of teams in the blue blood programs who have those kind of fields. They ain't got this weather. It ain't a cloud in the sky, and it's 78 degrees.
Yeah.
You said 78?
Yeah.
It's 78, and it's the first day of August.
It's hot as hell in the South right now.
Man.
Like, it's almost a little chilly in the shade.
Yeah,
no
humidity
in
Georgia right now.
Dog, I'm telling you, ain't no way it's above 82 right now. Ain't no way.
Man. But it's still at the altitude, so I wonder how it.
There's work taking place now.
Yeah.
It just ain't punishment as far as the humidity in there. Like you leave out of here, dripping, soaking. You done got your work in if you're an athlete, but you don't have that brutal heat index. You don't have that brutal, humidity. You don't have the gnats and the flies everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
You talk about temperature, facilities, put all that together. One of the greatest places you can ask for to play football. And think about this from an atmosphere standpoint, environmental standpoint. Just down the road in Colorado Springs, the Olympics train here for all the reasons we just mentioned.
Yep. So as soon as
if you get ready to run track, you're going to come in this altitude, you're going to come to Colorado Springs, you're going to get ready to run. Because if you can run here, you can run anywhere.
You're right. Now, I think another point of it, Chico, you can attest to this. Weather-wise, you remember in summer camps when you would get that cool breeze and it would feel like it was that one cool breeze would feel like air conditioning. It almost feels like that at all times in Colorado. Like the AC is like that breeze, and when you got that type of weather, how important? Let's go back to your days of being recruited. I'm gonna bring the circle up to you this time. How important would weather have been in your recruiting process?
Oh, would have been? No, it was very important. I wasn't going anywhere past Louisville, and then when Louisville did recruit me, it just so happened I was supposed to take a trip, but I think it was some type of snow or a blizzard or something that happened, and I couldn't go. And I was like, "Hey, man, that might be a sign."
Yeah,
you know. So
yeah.
ended up
Dukes,
not doing
Dukes.
Louisville.
I'm gonna let Chico finish that thought in a second, but I don't even want to go through the laundry list of people that we've had on the morning run as high profile guests. We've had Parlay, we've had the offense defense coordinator, we had Coach Prime and Bucky stop by. But let me tell you what you got today. You got Bruce
Oh!
straight off the bridge watching practice. You got Dennis and Bruce in the building.
Bruce, maybe put a face with Bruce, man. What's up?
They saying what's up to you.
We can't hear him, Unc.
I got him. He says go to YouTube channel Bruce the Buff. And you can Bruce has his own YouTube channel.
What's love? Ask Bruce, do he have anything to say?
Bruce, you got anything? No, he good.
Okay, got it. All right.
My boy Bruce.
That's cold-blooded. Dennis and Bruce. We always see Dennis in the chat here.
Always.
On the morning run, on the pregame network, man.
And so he got the excuse after because he was on the bridge watching practice with Bruce.
Hey, that's hard, man. That's hard.
Exactly what he said he would be. Y'all put a W Bruce in the chat one time.
And this is the first time ever that I've seen that Bruce is actually walking. Normally Dennis be carrying Bruce, but Bruce on the ground, man.
Yeah.
I heard the boots on the ground. Now you got Bruce on the ground.
I was about to say Bruce on the ground.
that damn Dennis and Bruce. I'll tell you, man, you talk about, he mentioned legacy fan, but a perfect blend of prime fan. That's what you get with Dennis and Bruce. Like when it gets time of year, they are on that bridge watching practice every morning.
I almost said, whoa.
I got my Bruce on the ground.
Yes, indeed. Man, I'll say this, though, back to training in the heat.
Yeah, please.
I've never trained in altitude, so not that I know of. So I really don't know. I really can't say that, but I will say this, man. I don't think if it's anything close to training. Pat Shurmur's walking up. Let's get it. Walking up to the podium right now?
He's coming up the hill right now.
Okay. All right, bet. Y'all let us know in the chat, man. Is it worse training in altitude or in the heat in the South? Like 93 degrees, but it feel like 103? Offensive coordinator Pat Shurmur coming up right here. Any questions y'all have in the chat, put it right there. So Unc can ask, maybe. Here we go. Let's get audio, Unc.
How we practice.
Okay, when it came out.
Anytime a player's on the ground in practice, it's a bad thing. Injuries could happen, along with the fact that that's not where you want to be to play football, right? Unless it's a tackle or something. But good competitive stuff. We got a lot of new players out there, a lot of new faces. But I think they're all handling it well.
Let's start with the quarterback competition. How are you kind of structuring that? Are you charting things daily? How do you plan to kind of compare them throughout?
Right. Yeah. So I call it quarterback development. I think we'll develop, a plan, who plays and when once we get to the game. But right now, as we go through the installations, we demand that they all learn everything that we're doing. And I see good progress each day. the way this thing works is, especially the first 8 days, you have really 8 installations. So as you can imagine, in the meeting room setting or the academic setting, you teach them something, they go out and practice it. Then the next day we teach them something new, and then they got to go back and review, because now the 2 installs apply to that practice, and then 3, and so on. So it's a process. They're both very, very smart guys. Juju obviously is much younger, so this process is, a little bit foreign to him. But Caden has got a lot of experience and he's used to it, and I think they're both doing extremely well.
Coach, back in the old days of NAL and transfer portals, the best players played. I mean, you saw in the field they play. Do you have to factor in the ancillary things now associated with college football when deciding who plays and how much playing time and all that stuff?
That's a question for somebody other than me. So, you have the business side of it, and then you have the teaching, gym teacher side of it, and that's where I'm on. I think we as coaches owe it to our fans. We owe it to our team. We owe it to everybody out there to play the very best players. Now, in reality, just in terms of the quarterback, both guys could be our very best players, all right? And so then we'll work something out. But in the meantime, we just keep working with them, and those decisions will be made behind the scenes, and Coach will reveal all that.
How's the running back group looking?
Good. I think a lot of new faces. Each guy is really a little bit different, from down the sim to DT, and some of the guys that were here last year. So, we'll try to, ideally, we put them in there and do the things that they're best at. And because we have a room, I've always thought that with running backs. Even we had, along the way, I've been fortunate to be around a lot of amazing running backs. Most recently, Saquon, when we drafted him. But no matter how good your starter is, I sort of feel like it takes a village, right? You're going to have to. I think every team needs to use more than one back, so you got to develop them and hopefully get them on the field in a position where they do what they can do best.
Bill, go ahead.
Hey, Coach, what have you seen from the offensive line, and more specifically, what schematically are you doing the same this year, and what are you trying to change?
Oh, we'll let all that reveal itself. In terms of the scheme, the big thing with the offensive line, a lot of new faces, right? You could say our most productive offensive lineman last year was Jordan Seaton, and he was a true freshman. Really, the other 4 guys are gone. So, you might be saying, yikes, what are we going to do? But fortunately, our personnel people brought in a lot of really terrific players, plus some guys that weren't starters last year that made huge improvements. I like where we're going. In terms of developing them, it all starts up front. I mean, that really is not cliche. That's really the way it works. No matter how many tight ends we put in the core or how many wideouts, we need physicality, right? We need physicality and buy-in and play hard together from all 5 of those guys. And we feel like, I've always felt like, and in our case, better Buffaloes make better players. And I feel like we've brought in some guys that I feel like are better people and better players, and they're quickly starting to gel. I give credit. I want to give credit all along here to our staff. I think we have a really good staff. We have some new guys that are going to help, new coaches on our staff. But just like the players, when you're working together in another year, you get more used to each other. I might say something that's one word that now means more to the staff, and then I could read their body language, and so it gets kind of told to the players in a way that's more seamless. And so, I think that synergy is a great word, right? I don't even know how you define it, but we all know what it means, right? I think our synergy is better than it was a year ago.
Brian, go ahead.
With Caden and Juju having different skill sets, how did that impact kind of building and installing this offense?
Well, we do just like with the quarterbacks, we try to do the things that they do well, right, on a consistent basis. And so that's the challenge, to try to develop a package for both of those guys, and then, make it seamless. So, when we get it called, they can go out and execute. So I don't think it's a challenge. I think I'm in love with plays that work well. So, when you have a running quarterback, you study and you learn, and, we all have kind of ideas of how, types of plays, and then you just make them part of your own. I think we all are coordinators, right? Somebody was saying last year, we were talking about what you remind me, refine,
Evolve and refine.
evolve and refine, right? Let's go back to that. And I think all offenses do that, right? And that's why what's fun for us as coaches to watch things and ideas and try to, make them your own. Some they say, well, I was the first one to do that when but we're all lying. Curl flat was one of the first concepts, so everybody runs curl flat and 4 verticals. Nobody can claim that as their own.
Coach, I was going to ask you about your off-season process. What that looks like? Kind of building off that. You go through spring ball. You've got all these new pieces coming in. How do you look at things and maybe put a plan together?
Well, first off, you always look at what you did a year ago, right? There's the process of the system, so you're constantly looking at what you're doing. We do it throughout the season, right? And if we run a concept that doesn't work, you put it on the shelf, and you keep working on the things you do well, and then you try to find new ideas, and they always go into a new plan. In the off season, and this is one of the only things I like about the off season, I can sit in my office and watch every 4th and 1. Right, with a cup of coffee, jot down the ideas that work, and do it. And I can watch it, from the NFL, from college ball and whatnot. I can always watch every 3rd down, all the 2-point plays. And so you just start looking at things, and then trends start to develop. And you just build a foundation in your brain, and then you look at your team and you say, okay, that's a really good play, but that doesn't fit our style or our roster. So then you do something else. And so you just study it. And then you write them down and do an installation and then teach them and practice them. So,
I was going to say, coming off of that, how do you put a playbook together?
Just like that. Then I got really sharp people that know how to draw all this stuff up, and then they do it. And pictures, we put them in a book, and shine them up on the wall, and everybody learns it, and you go on.
Okay, go ahead.
Coach, what have you seen from Omari Miller so far, and how has he grown over the last year since that injury?
Yeah, no, the injury set him back a year ago. I mean, we had really, really high hopes for him a year ago. He's a dynamic, explosive player, and it showed up, right? I mean, he showed up in his first game against USC where he burst on the scene. Became a household name after going the distance twice, which is great. But, he's grown up, I think. I mean, he's a really, really dynamic player. I mean, he's got a super bright future. But just like all of these guys, and that's why these are young men to begin with. My gosh. I mean, Juju's 17. Right? 17 years old. I think back to when I was 17. I would have had no chance to play in a college game. Same with, Omarion, right? Yeah, he was young. And this isn't an easy process that we put them through to develop, to get themselves ready to play. I mean, he's handled it great. I mean, I see a totally different man in Omarion now than I saw 2 years ago when I got here. And I think that's going to help.
General,
what's going on, Doctor?
Your head coach throughout the spring, even at Big 12 Media Day and yourself, frankly, have made no secret that we got to run the ball. You've now had an offseason with Marshall Falk in your room. What has that process been like, and what has he brought to the table for you?
Yeah, I mean, Marshall, obviously, is, one of the smartest players to play the game, had great, impact as a player. And he said, he lends really good perspective to the running back room. And with regard to running the ball, it starts with, the running backs got to do a good job running their pass, which, we'll develop some different types of runs. But the guys up front got to block as well. So it's all coordinated. And then we got to take care of the shenanigans on the edges so that when there's too many of them in there, we take advantage of the speed and the space that the defense might provide. But it's all coordinated. When you have really experienced, outstanding coaches, you have players that are eager to learn, right? And I feel like we're going to do some smart things. It'll all come together. We keep talking about running the ball, and I think it's extremely important. Because really any play you call, you want to make yards. Right, so we want to call runs and make yards. And then when you call passes, you want to complete passes and advance the ball. And so it's all coordinated. And I feel like we're better suited, I think, this year to have a better running game. And we'll see how it reveals itself.
Ryan, Coach, I know it's a 2-man competition, seems like for quarterback, but Ryan's been your number 2 for 2 years now. Where is his
stopper? Yeah, no, let's not sleep on Ryan. I think Ryan you know, if you get to know Ryan, he'll quickly become one of your favorite people, right? So like, you know, when I'm in the meeting room and I say, what kind of read is this? And he'll be the first one to say, pick a side, you know, or, you know, how do I read this one? And he'll say, you know, it's a post alert flat defender read, or, you know what I mean? Sweep the board. And so he's really fun to be around, right? He's got a great vibe and a great personality. And given the opportunity to play, I think he's going to play well. So I don't really worry about where he's stacked. I'm just super thrilled he's in our league.
Just as a follow-up, it sounds like you feel like you have 3 guys you would trust to put out there.
Oh, I do. And, you know, and that's where the maturity level for Ryan comes in, right? So he's sitting here last year behind Juju, right? And then all of a sudden we create this thing in front of him this year that's different, right? But, you know, we had a discussion in the offseason. He said, you know, he says, Coach Pat, he said, I love it here. He said, I feel like I'm learning something new every day, you know, being around our quarterback room. And he said, I just want to keep rolling with this, which, I mean, that's unique now. We've talked about the NIL world, right? That's unique. And so for him to feel that way, you know, I think we should feel blessed that he's here.
Drayon Miller, just how excited are you to watch his sophomore year? And how big is his versatility kind of in the offense?
Yeah, no, he's doing good. He just seems more comfortable. Right, when you're going through this process as a rookie or a freshman or like 17, 18-year-old, it can be overwhelming. And he was able to handle it. Like when you bring in young players and they get out there and perform and you say, wow, he's a young man, but I say this to myself all the time. This stage is not too big for him. And he showed us right away that it wasn't too big for him. And so he'll be able to build on what he did last year in just a more mature approach. And I think that's the beauty of development, which that's another word nobody wants to talk about anymore, right? Because they cut and run, you know, but players that play, as they develop, they'll perform better and better. And I think we all got to develop. We all got to develop as people every day. And I think a lot of our players are here because they feel like they're being developed and, you know, they're going to be able to show that.
Scott, go ahead. Hey, Coach, you guys didn't use a lot of like pre-snap motion last year, but it was a big part of like what Caden's offense at Liberty did the last couple of years. How much of the stuff like that he had a lot of success with do you want to kind of implement or carry over to the
Yeah, I think we blended in. I don't think it's because he did it in his offense. You know, last year, I mean, let's just call for what it was, right? I mean, we struggled up front, right? And we had 4 wideouts that are now on NFL rosters, right? And so get them lined up, let's go, right? Now, that's one way to approach it, right? And we were able to, you know, throw for a lot of yards and help us win 9 games. For us to win more than 9, we got to do more things, I think. And that's where, whether it's using more personnel groupings, we've developed a tight end room, right? Or doing more things, we'll just see how that reveals itself.
I guess just a follow-up is that to the tight end room, like Zach Atkins and, you know, even some guys like Charlie Williams. What have you seen from the development of that position?
Yeah, they've done a good job developing. I think Brett does a great job with them. You know, and I think just like, you know, receiver coaches do a great job, you know, with their guys and the O-line coach, you know, but you see their development, right? And then every day we involve them, you know, in the plan out here. Every practice is like a new game plan that builds on itself. And so, like they're showing up and they're doing what they're supposed to do. Everybody in offense got a block, unless you're the quarterback. And if you're a skilled player and fortunate enough for us to throw you the ball, you got to catch it and run with it. And I think those guys are doing a good job.
All right. Thanks, Coach. Appreciate it.
Thanks,
Coach.
Coach.
Thank you, Coach. Thanks, Coach. Good to see you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Drayon is coming up.
All right. Coach Pat Shurmur right there. Here we go. The electric Drayon Miller.
Something.
Drayon.
Hey, Joe. Nice to see you again. Tell us about your confidence level coming into year 2 after being able to get into some games last year and start making some plays late in the year.
My confidence level is rocking out the roof right now. You know, just being able to build that ball with my quarterbacks, you know, the receivers, the O-line, the running backs, tight ends. I feel like I can be more confident going through the season.
Adam going.
Yeah, obviously you've got a deep receivers room. How has that competition looked in compared to last year when you had 4 guys that are now with NFL teams?
I just say just the level of experience. Just having 4 seniors in the room last year compared to now we got 2 seniors, I believe. So just every spot is open, as coaches say. We're just out there competing, get each other better. Learning our playbook together.
Ryan, go ahead.
What are you gonna have to do to earn that number 1 jersey?
That's our coach always say, control what you can control. That's in Coach Prime saying, hopefully I get it for the season, but I'm just keep working towards it. Just knowing me, that's it.
Yeah, go ahead.
A couple practices in, just how's your chemistry kind of growing with Juju and Hayden?
I feel like we had a good chemistry going on. We see little things, we talk about it, on the sideline after the play is over. Just building that bond and getting better, getting reps, more reps and getting that chemistry going.
Good.
With that turnover of a lot of starters moving around in this offense, how has it affected your guys' flow and teamwork together in making this offense run?
I feel like it's football. We know it's gonna happen at the end of the day. It's the train. Just got to keep on moving what we got in the room. I feel like we added some great pieces to our room over the whole offense. Most definitely, I feel like we're building good.
Scott, go ahead.
Drayon, what would you say to some people who see 4 receivers get drafted and think like Colorado lost all these dogs in the receiver room? Like, how would you describe the talent that's still available in y'all room?
It's the media. Gonna be the media. They see us lose the 4 great receivers we had. They think we don't got none, but I'll get swing night. We'll see it all. So that's it.
Go ahead.
John, talk to us about your relationship now a year into it with your position coaches, Coach Phillips and Coach Rashad, and what you've built with them.
I feel like just the difference from last year and this year, just earning that leader role from them. Not them just giving me the title, but everybody else in the room just giving me the respect to look at me as a leader in the room and like a little bit now, I would say. So just continue to earn that knowledge from them and just pass it on to guys who recruit them.
John, you know this year too. DJ was talking the other day, and he was the new guy last year, but he said that most of the new guys who came in maybe had a better idea of what was expected of them because of the year that you guys had last season. Do you sense that at all?
Most definitely. Just with the transfers coming, I feel like they have a lot of experience, especially in our role with Sincere and having a little experience they already played and been through. Just even I'm passing the knowledge from another school, just to us in our receiver room, that helps a lot.
How much confidence did you take out of Pro Day and the fact that you were selected for that?
That was a big confidence. From this fall camp last year, this year's fall camp, I feel like my confidence is to the roof. And it's just a little thing of retention that we feel that I just put my head to it and I can do it.
Last year, you had kind of a versatile role as a receiver. Should fans expect that again this year, or should fans expect you to be kind of a more traditional pure receiver?
I never want to get limited to what I can do on the field, so I say I'm definitely still being versatile and just having that role that I have every year and just to ride down that plays.
Or if you could take us in the huddle with Juju a little bit. The young man's only 17, but does he have that command of the huddle and that poise you'd want to see out of a potential starting quarterback?
Most definitely. Even when any of the quarterbacks when Juju lock in, listen to him, listen to what he has to say. He commands us well. I feel like he's on the right track to being a good starting quarterback.
2 more, Brian.
I want to ask you about the secondary. You lost 3 pretty big names, pretty good players back there in the secondary, but you're going against those guys every day. Can you talk about what's back there? Is it still the same type of challenge?
Most definitely. Like I tell them, iron sharpens iron. We give them our best every day. They give us our best. And that's what we want. That's why we come to Colorado. We know they're going to recruit the best DBs and best receivers in the country. So that's why we're here. We're here to compete and get better each day.
Who's impressing you specifically?
I most definitely say DJ, Kristen, Tafiq, RJ, all the secondary we have right now. I go against all of them, so they just push you to my limit every day. Like I said, iron sharpens iron. So.
Go ahead, Charlie.
Drayon, you mentioned before the Alamo Bowl last year that you got pretty close with Omarion during the season. What's it like to see him back on the field this year, and just kind of how impactful do you feel like he could be this upcoming season?
I'm excited. Our biggest thing, for him just staying healthy. I know what he can do when he's healthy, and I'm just ready for him. I'm excited for him.
Anything else for Drayon?
Through as many practices you've been through so far, who's someone maybe unexpected that stood out to you?
Oh, I got 2. I say DK. DT, the running back from Hakeem and Sincere, of course. They coming in, learning the playbook as fast as they did. I feel like they're on the right track, and they're going to be a big help to our offense this year.
Thanks, Drayon.
Thank y'all.
Thank you, Drayon.
Got one more. The big man. Good. 601. Mississippi.
Yes, sir.
Ryan, you want first one?
Yeah, what's it been like, kind of the transition here, and how comfortable you feel with this offensive line around you?
It's been great here, man. I love it here in Boulder. I'm from Mississippi, so I mean, it's kind of hotter down there, and way hotter. But it feels good every day. We stacking days, we staying consistent, and as an O-line, we're working as a unison, as one, and we're stacking days and putting them together.
Neither you got one.
I got one especially for him. Coach Prime has brought in a lot of Florida boys, and you hear the Georgia and Texas guys talking their smack, but this is the first time we're approaching like double digits with Mississippians on the team.
Yeah.
What did it feel like joining that group?
Feel good because we finally putting the boys on the map. You know what I'm saying? They don't really go recruit a lot. Everywhere I go, I went to Illinois, and I'm obviously here now, but a lot of people don't recruit Mississippi. You know what I'm saying? A lot, unless you're going to Mississippi State or Ole Miss. So I feel like with me and the guys we got here now is expanding, and they going to recruit more Mississippi guys. You know what I'm saying?
So there's a new look to the offensive line coaching room this year. What have you taken from those guys, and is it nice having 3 in there for you?
Yes, sir. Actually, it's great. Because 2 of them, shout out to Coach Gunn, shout out to Coach Gunn, but 2 of them played in the league for a good amount of time. You know what I'm saying? And as you know, they got so much experience, and they've been there already. So why not take this, the things from them that already been, and they got so much like connections, like me, Sid, and Larry. This summer we went to train with Trent Williams. You know what I'm saying? So we got a lot of knowledge from one of the greats too. You know what I'm saying? So it was a great experience, and it's just a lot of things that we take in from. And so we put a lot of film work in every day.
You committed in the spring, and then afterwards, the spring transfer portal, more talent came in. How do you feel about this group, and how much competition is there every day?
It's competition every day. You never know what's going on. You know who you playing beside every day. It's competition every day. Everybody wants it. They hungry. That's why I like competition, because that means I ain't gonna get comfortable. There's somebody to take my spot, and that's how I look at it. So that's how I look at it.
Thanks.
You just spoke about the competition, but how is the chemistry building between the transfers and the returning players on line?
Like I said, we do a lot of things. We do a lot of things together, and we, like I said earlier in there, I said we play as a unison. We trying to make whoever the best 5 and everything play together, play as one, and play in unison. As long as we play as one, we'll be fine. We'll run the ball, we'll do whatever. You know what I'm saying? When we play as one, all of us working together as one, we're fine.
Hey, when you have 2 quarterbacks who bring different things to the table, Caden's more run, scramble, run. You just pocket more pocket passer. How does your role change? And how's the offensive line? How do you adapt to that?
It's not really adapting, because both of them excellent quarterback. You know what I'm saying? Even though Juice was a young guy, but he play as like an older guy. You know what I'm saying? He put in the film work, he do everything as a consultant. So they play together. They do everything together. So it's not no changing. Everything the same. Like they do both. Everything together. Yes, sir.
Scott, go ahead. Zai, what's it been like lining up and playing next to Big Larry Johnson? And how's that kind of on-field communication?
It's great. It's great. Larry big, man. Larry big. So I backside B's and everything. We be moving, guys. You know what I'm saying? That's about 600 pounds. So we moving. We going vertical. Everything, man. It's great playing against playing with somebody that have played good ball and doing our thing. We do our thing. Yes, sir.
Okay, go ahead.
Xavier Hill committed on the spring game. Just what's it been like getting him on the offensive line? What kind of impact does he have?
He's bringing a lot to the table. He showed me a lot within these 4 days that he can ball. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, everybody that's been playing, they can ball, and it's a competition every day. So you never know. They showing me new things every day. I'm doing my thing too. So I'm just we're stacking days, staying consistent, day to deposit. That's how I look at it.
Yeah, go ahead.
When we talk about this offense and run game, are you guys trying to, go more between the tackles or stretch more outside?
Not really. We're just trying to pound. We're trying to score. I mean, it ain't no sugarcoat. No, we just want to score the ball. We're gonna do our thing. Like I said, we got a big old line now, so it should be fun to see. August 29th.
2 more. Go ahead, Tyler.
So you got here in the spring. Obviously, got to be around Jordan Seaton. What was your first impression of him, and how is he kind of maybe taking control of the offensive line throughout this offseason?
Like I said, C is a unique kid, man. He's a young guy, but he carries himself like an older guy. You know what I'm saying? I played a lot of ball, but C
All right, like I said, this summer NC did a lot of things. He showed me a lot more too. Like he played like an older guy, experienced guy. Like he already been here before. You know what I'm saying? Even though he got a couple more years left, but she gonna be a dog. She the dog, and I like the way he going right now. He asked me questions. I asked him questions about tackling or like other stuff. So like man, see the dog. He gonna be great. Gonna be great.
Last one, Brian. I got two questions for you. First up, you were in Illinois and helped that program, kind of rise up a little bit. How did that experience help you for this year?
Good one. Being in Illinois helped me a lot. They threw me in the fire as a young boy, and it got me to where I am today. And as in right now, I'm balling, doing my thing, and I feel like it helped me actually throwing me in the fire and playing against older guys in the league right now. So I feel like it helped me actually. It helped me really well.
And then the second question is, you're going against that defensive line every day that's also been bolstered by some depth and talent. Can you talk about that group and who's standing out to you?
Everybody's standing out to me, but as in right now, I give it to Amari, Feek, Big Barnes. Everybody, they look good, man. But I'm gonna go after them. I'm a dog myself, so I'm gonna bet on myself. You know what I'm saying? But other than that, yeah, everybody going their thing. So
Thanks, I appreciate you.
Big Zy Crisler.
You heard him. You heard him. You heard him. You heard him. You heard him.
Yes, indeed. And everybody else out there heard all three of them also. Thanks to Pat Shurmur, Drayon Miller, Big Zy Crisler, on an offensive line, wide receiver, and offensive coordinator. Great presser today, the chat is saying. Dukes probably got some notes, or you're either eating some oxtails over there. We're going to get into that in a second. And Uncle Neely, first we'll get your thoughts unless you're trying to pull somebody over there.
Oh no, we good. We good. Okay. We good. Draylon just went in. We got all we can get from him. So man, I just think when you look at that presser from the offense coordinator to receiver to old lineman, how consistent the messaging was, how consistent the thought process was. Even when someone asked Big Zy like about run schemes, he's like, dog, we're trying to score. Like, I don't care if it's inside zone. We're not paying attention there. We're trying to pound. And when you look at this offensive line, which has had its fair share of criticism, we have to understand, as Coach Shurmur said, Stevens only got back. Because with injuries and people transferring and that kind of thing, you're going to look at a new 5, a new 4 with him, and then an interchangeable, because it's almost like Shurmur was saying about even the running backs. You're not going to have this same 5 out there all the time, all season long. I would imagine that by the time you get midway through this season from an offensive line standpoint, about 8 to 10 guys are going to have the same level of minutes, same level of plays.
I love the tone that Big Zy comes with. And, it's something about offensive linemen that are not just big and the coach plugs them there because they're big, but they really in their head feel like, man, I should be getting the ball. I should be a wide receiver. I should be a tight end. Or you ever see a big guy on the basketball court that all he wants to do is stay outside instead of pound inside, like he has the ability to do, like God blessed him to have. So when you see a big guy like that, that's speaking on it, oh my God, that's speaking on it, and that we saw in practice how he moves people against their will, and he's next to Jordan Seaton out there, man. That makes me excited, to have a guy that's coming on grad transfer, played a lot of games at Illinois, played under Coach Brett B, who likes to run the ball also. So you bring in a guy with that mindset, that attitude, that talent, that size, 6'7", 340, man, we got some dogs on the offensive line. We're going to be able to run behind those guys most definitely this year.
Dukes?
Hear how excited he is to be there. I think when you can hear it in his voice that he's relishing the opportunity, and you can see it on tape. When you go look at the Pregame Network, Well Off Media, when you look at Reach the People, you can see guys who pop off the screen. And it was good to see him. I didn't realize he was that big. Like, and I think it's different when you get to see him actually. Like, hey, that's a big dude. Like, his arm was almost the whole screen. Like, and that's what you want when you're saying that you want to be a power running team. And I think, man, you hit the ball out of the park when you said it. You said, hey, even Coach Prime said we want to run the ball. So, what's that mentality like? And Coach Shurmur is like, that's what you want to do. And we're going to run the ball. And I think the best running teams ain't trying to trick you into knowing that they run the ball. They're gonna run the ball. Now, it's not about we're doing all this eye candy and hey man, maybe now just like he said, now that he didn't give up his schematics, but he definitely said, yeah, we running the ball. And I think guys like Crisler and hearing him talk about how excited he is to be at Colorado, I think it makes all the difference in the world, especially hearing a guy who can learn from someone younger than him. That makes all the difference in the world because it doesn't matter where the wisdom comes from. That means his ego isn't involved.
Absolutely.
Dukes, you nailed it. And as Coach Shurmur said, everybody on the team except the quarterback has got a block. But if you ask the offensive lineman, if you get them down to Waffle House and you get a couple of patty melts in front of them, you say, hey, dog, between me and you rather pass block or run block. They're going to say run block. It's easier for a guy 340 to go forward than it is backward. They enjoy pancaking people and pushing that Chico like to push that pile forward. And so they're looking forward to this opportunity, to run the ball. It's had to happen. And when people look back, the past 2 years of Colorado, it wasn't necessarily a deficiency in running back talent. We had to remember what we had. If you're going to be successful in the sport, the ball has to be in the two best players' hands most of the time. You had Shedeur Sanders as quarterback, Travis Hunter receiver. Yes, you added LeJontay West, et cetera, et cetera. So that's what we had to do. That's where our talent was. That's where the overwhelming talent was. Well, now going into this year, I think people are going to really get to see the diversity of what Pat Shurmur can call and what he can do. Because you watch practice, you see tight end plays, you see running back plays, you see deep throws to the receivers, you see quarterback keepers. You see things in this, even just in the first week, that you didn't see in the past year because you had to go through Shedeur and Travis because that's where the overwhelming talent was.
Right.
No disrespect to Plastic Man, who was a superhero. But when you got to call somebody, you're going to call Superman. Okay. So Superman had the ball because he's Superman. Now that Superman ain't here, you're going to see the full-fledged Justice League. Like, damn, there's some heroes in Colorado. They got some people that could do some stuff. They were just on the back burner because of the overwhelming talent at other positions.
Great point. I like.
Can you imagine Aquaman showing up last year? You just having to be like, "Nah, man, this ain't that, bro."
no, this ain't that. Man, I love what you could do, but we got to do this right now.
Yeah,
right.
And you spoke on that talent that was in the backfield last year and still there this year. With you bring in DeKalon Taylor, you still got Michael Welch. You have D Hayden back there.
Yeah.
And now you have the big guys up front to where that it allows you to make those run calls and be confident in that and stick with those runs also.
And Chico, as a tight end, because 60% of your job was blocking, you just named three backs off the top of your head, and they got three different running styles.
Mm-hmm.
And so after I'm hitting you with one of them over and over, and then here comes another one with a whole different style, and the line knows how to adjust to those styles.
And that's the worst thing for defense, to have one guy. Remember Thunder and Lightning? Running backs like that. It's so tough to match up with those guys because as soon as you try to get your speed guys out there to get with the lightning aspect, here comes Thunder hitting you in the damn mouth. And you got a lot of guys out there who might not want to tackle. So you got Michael Welch.
You hit it, Chico, and I want you to expound on it because you played the game at that level. We're not talking about the talent of the linebackers per se on the opposing side. We're talking about the defense coordinator, his schemes. He has to adjust for which back is in there.
Exactly. You have one back who likes to flare out, get some catches out in space like Taylor and can make a guy miss. So you might need to match up on that. Put a nickel in or bring a safety down to cover this guy. But then you do that and they sub in Michael Welch, and that safety or that nickel, who's a cover guy you brought in, might not want to tackle so much. And you got a bowling ball coming right at you. You got to make a decision, dog. And and then you got Hayden, who's a hybrid of both. Man, all we need is a coach to just be dedicated to that, which he's confessed that he is. And you're going to have some guys able to ground and pound against the defense out there this season, most definitely. Got to be excited about that, dog.
You just have to be.
Yeah. What you thinking, Duke? I'm gonna let you go. Man. Go ahead.
Nah, I think he's still stuck on your ground and pound.
He's stuck over there, dog. What you on this morning? Talk about me.
I tried. I was like, Chico, yo.
This is football, man.
It's just certain stuff, Chico. When you say it, it got another meaning, man.
Unbelievable.
You do it every time, Chico.
Come on now, dog.
It ain't even my fault.
We grounding and pounding, baby.
See this. I mean,
unbelievable, dog.
It
Thank you
is
guys
unbelievable.
for joining us. Y'all make sure y'all get in the comment section right now. Y'all make sure y'all vote on the poll question that we have in the poll already. Mark said Dukes is being messy. Most definitely, that's what he does.
What was the poll question? I missed it. I was off the screen.
And Unc didn't start that. A lot of people said, Unc, we surprised you put that in there. It was your favorite Michael Jackson or Prince. But
Oh
actually,
man,
I'm sorry, Unc. I'm sorry. It was actually who's going to be the QB. Who's going to be
oh
the
man,
starter
look,
this
me
season?
me and Terrence just talked about Michael and Prince the other day. I'll hop on that real quick. I gotta tell you this, man. Everybody knows how much I love Prince. Everybody knows that. But that's what you think I'm gonna pick? No. Because let me tell you something, Prince, rest in peace. Prince ain't never walked out on those stage and said nothing and people blacked out. Michael Jackson make jokers faint. Men and women ain't open his damn mouth. You talk about an entertainer? I gotta go with Mike. Now, what's the QB question?
Who's going to be the starter QB this year? 10 or 3?
Ooh, man. If we were playing this Friday, as in next Friday, I would go with 10 with the experience, the senior coming out of Liberty. But let me tell you this, man, Pat Shurmur was not exaggerating. Both of these guys are ready to play college ball in Colorado against Georgia Tech. We just got to get through these next 3 weeks and see who's going to be. Well, next 2 weeks, because that last week you want whoever one is to get just the super majority of the reps. But I saw Salt out there first today. And that changes, but both of them did excellent job with their reps, man. I think it's too early to call it. But if I had to call it, it's hard to beat experience, man.
Right. Dukes, what you thinking? We have 85% saying Salter in the chat right now. Unc did say 10 earlier, but he meant Salter. 10 is Lewis. 85 to 15 right now on the poll in the chat. We're going to see what Duke's going to tip the scale at.
Yeah, I go Salter if you playing tomorrow. You just don't know how camp gonna go, and I mean, you would hope that it would be Salter based on experience, and then you bring Juju along slowly. But I think sometimes he may, you know what I mean. I think Ju is one of the type guys that you can't just count out to say that experience is gonna matter just because of his mindset. I call him a cyborg. Like I never seen nothing like it in my life as far as how he processes information. But he's only 17 years old still. So I think but let me say this. We could take we could really take the 17-year-old out of it because he's far beyond his years when it comes to processing. And he's not a small guy. He may not be the tallest guy, but he's not small, and there's a difference. So I think with Juju, I think he can withstand the punishment that comes along with being a quarterback in the Big 12. So those are some of the things that you worry about with having a teenage quarterback. So I think in this case, I think it'll be a fight all the way up until that last week. But right now, if I had to pick somebody, it would probably be Salter.
Yeah, I want to throw another log on that fire for both of them. Don't forget what Byron Leftwich means and brings to the table for both of their development over this next 3 weeks to get ready as well. Of course, you have Salter with the collegiate experience, but you also have to get ready for this offense. And the way they have gravitated toward Coach Leftwich just in 1 week and what he's been instilling in them is only going to help both of them develop and be game ready.
Yeah. Also, we saw Drayon Miller take in front of the media today. He had some great things to say. A young guy who really just evolved last season and should have a good campaign this season. We talked about Drayon Miller and Omarion Miller. What is to expect from both of those guys this season?
Man, what I am seeing, let me start with Omarion first. What I am seeing at practice with DJ McKinney and Omarion Miller, this conference, man, get ready. Because they are battling. It looks like Prime and Rice out there, at practice. Like they are going at it. One make it the best of one, the other rep, and then the other one gets it right back. So that whole iron sharpened iron that Drayon is talking about. So I'm looking forward to the emergence of Omarion Miller post injury, because you remember that big game he had where Michael Irvin ran over to him as a freshman and he was on top of the world and the injury happened. I'm really looking forward to when he bounces back and people. Well, I'm sorry, he has bounced back. I'm looking forward to people seeing it.
Yeah, he made a beautiful catch against DJ McKinney in the end zone for a touchdown. Man, was able to kind of fend them off with one hand and catch the ball with the other one. Unbelievable catch from the big fella.
And 2 plays later, DJ got a pick.
Exactly. So, iron sharpens iron. And you're going to see those 2 guys go at it. Let me tell you guys something. If you get beat in one-on-ones, it doesn't mean that you can't play. And if you if a DB locks you up in one-on-ones, doesn't mean you can't run a route. That's what happens. That's what you want to see, that competition. And that's why you see those 2 guys going up against each other. 2 starters, one-on-one, mano-a-mano. I love to see it, man. Great job by Drayon Miller.
And Chico Dukes, let me say this, because it look like we got about 5 left in this show. I don't know if it's been stated yet. We got some big news coming from the morning run. Starting Monday.
Yeah.
Morning run is 5 days a week next week, all the way through camp and beyond. So you're going to not only get us Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, we throw it into Tuesday and Thursdays. And when there's pressers, you're going to get those live. And when there's not pressers, you're going to get post-practice interviews from players and coaches live. No better place to be than the morning run. Starting next week, 5 days a week.
Put a 5 in the chat right now for those 5 days a week, baby, of exclusive in-depth
Chico,
content.
if you had your dreads down, I would ask you to do the Booker T with the 5 sign. 5 sign. 5 sign. Then hit that spinner Rooney. Sucker!
Can you dig it, sucker? It was so funny to me, man. Like, I knew it from the get-go when they came out with the Harlem Heat. I was like, hold up. These brothers ain't from no damn New York. They ain't from no Harlem talking like that. Then I see the documentary and they from South Park, Texas. I said, okay, that makes more sense right there.
Absolutely.
Hey, but you know what? At least they was real brothers, right?
They was real brothers. They looked like they could be from Harlem. But once they opened their mouth up, you like, hold up.
Man, did you know Ole Anderson and Arn Anderson were not related?
I did know that.
Oh, hell no.
The Minnesota Wrecking Crew are not related.
Wow.
I
bet you they share some Bud Light together, though. Them 2 drinks.
You know they did. You know they did.
Yes. Let me see. C Maven AR said, please add. Wait, hold up. Let me go back. In analysis section, let's talk stats and key metrics, keys for winning. Yes, we will be adding all of that because the game is coming up. We're less than a month away. Y'all stay tuned, man. We got a lot of segments and info that we're going to be sharing with you guys that you can't find anywhere else.
We got reoccurring guest hosts coming. Also, leading up to the Georgia Tech game, we're going to have guests on from the Georgia Tech coverage as well to talk about updating us what's going on with their development. A lot of stuff coming now that we've added 2 more days. Live press conferences, player interviews right after practice, coaches interviews right after practice. 11 a.m. Mountain Time, man, on the morning run, 5 days a week.
Yes, indeed. So let's get to these super chats before we get up and up out of this thing right here. We got 12 coming in for the day.
Oh, wow.
Y'all.
That's what I'm talking about.
From, let me see. Then Danny hit us twice with the $2. C Maven gifted 10 the Pregame Network membership.
Come on, C Maven. Come on, C Maven.
Big time, C Maven. Another 2 from the then Danny triple threat. Like you all got you 1/3 the way. I see it. Let me put it up on the big screen so I can stop doing like this so I can read. That's how old folks do when they're trying to read. So they got to do like this.
Look like Denzel on that team meeting.
Hey, I be catching myself. I got to get right. I be catching myself looking at my phone like this sometimes. Damn, I'm getting old fast doing this right here. Man, work on them eyes, dog. Got to work on them eyes. Popular villain. Rewatching Salter highlights. Damn, we lucky for sure. So
Yeah,
Salter will surprise some people once the game really starts.
Yeah, he's a good player.
Then Danny once again. Peter D with the O now. Then Danny once again with the $2 super chat. Hold up. It was my birthday yesterday, 63 wonderful years. Happy birthday to you for the 63. Congratulations. One time for Joe E. Been trying to catch a live show since Coach Prime's press conference so that I could match Dukes. This one is for Neely. The next one is for Chico. Appreciate y'all. Oh, no. Chico, is my birthday. Sabrina Blankenship said tomorrow, August 2nd, is big
Happy
for
birthday,
Leo
Sabrina.
season. Yes, indeed.
Happy
Sabrina
birthday.
Blankenship, always supporting the channel. We
Happy
appreciate
birthday.
you. Happy birthday to you.
Starting out the month right. We appreciate all the support. And again, man, don't forget, when Tuesday comes, we're gonna be on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, 5 days a
Live
week
now.
coming next week. And then always check in with Duke to Scoop. I know on Monday nights and Tuesday nights, any other damn night, cut your notification on because Duke could just be sitting at the crib like, I'm mad, I'm going live.
We're going live, fam. Love what your brothers are doing, especially my Southwest brother Duke, Southwest Atlanta in the house. That's the SWATs, ain't it? You already know what it is.
SWATs.
With MOB. And
Southwest
Mark,
Atlanta too strong.
you already know. With the $4.99, appreciate you too, man. Everybody else that was able to check in. Von Randall just sent one in. Thank you so much. My favorite team, all love. We appreciate you too, Von Randall. So for the thousands that's going to soon be in attendance and the millions that will be watching us around the world real soon, we're going to log off of TMR on the Pregame Network. Uncle Neely, Big Dog Chico, Deuce the Scoop. We're going to be up and about this thing. Peace in the Middle East. Y'all know what to do. Hit the like, subscribe, and comment on all the other good stuff. Yeah. What's that, Dukes?
Huh?
It's looking like drive. It's looking like drive time. What you doing?
You bees you. We up and out of this thing. Unbelievable.